there is an abundance of classic art, movies, books, music that I've never seen, and a lot of people haven't seen. There's just so much to watch these days, and I wanted a forum to visit some of those works, and learn about art that's affected so many people and could teach me about myself and the world. And this is getting around to it where I do that. I check these classics out for the first time and see how I like them. I wanted a forum to talk about movies and music and whatever. And today I'm starting with Heat by Michael Mann, which came out in 1995. This movie is unbelievable. It's like breathtaking. It's a 3 hour movie pretty much, and from start to finish, there's no wasted breath. Everything is alive and constant and vivid and very real also. It's a really really fun journey. It's starring Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, who play these really interesting foils, who also have a lot in common. In many ways, this is like like a Death Note with two like old white guys, but it's a lot better than Death Note, I'd say. Al Pacino's character is this tough cop who is obsessed with his work, and the performance he gives is, I mean, it's not once in a lifetime, but it is so 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 memorable. It's unmissable. I would recommend watching the movie for Al Pacino's performance alone. He is constantly hilarious and outrageous without ever taking you out of the movie, without ever taking away from the seriousness of any moment that he's in, because it's a very serious movie. De Niro plays a remarkable foil to this character. He plays a master thief, and his character is equally obsessed with his work. Very, very competent, very serious about the people around him, and both both of the main two characters, have an unwavering dedication to their craft that kind of comes before anything else. And this is reinforced throughout the movie. De Niro's character says, don't ever attach yourself to something that you can't give up in 90 seconds if you feel the heat around the corner. And Pacino asks him, is that is that real? Like, do you actually believe that you'll live by that? And without going into the ending, I think it's remarkable how the two characters are so unwavering. I don't think they're supposed to be necessarily inspirational figures. Obsession is a cool thing that's sometimes revered in our society. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, that type of stuff. And it's not necessarily positive. It has very cool parts to it, for sure. Definitely, people like to visualize themselves as having the ability to be obsessive about something in a way that will make them better than anyone else at it, in a way that makes them unique and elevates them as like craftspeople. And these two characters are the epitome of that in all ways. So their complete obsession with their craft is both cautionary but also admirable in many ways. They take it very seriously, and especially Pacino's character. At times, you think he might be this cop who's in it for the thrill, and man makes him very personally. He makes him not just affable, but makes him very warm. You can tell the reason he's doing this is good. That he's very pure. And on the other hand, you have De Niro's character who doesn't really flinch at murdering innocent people in pursuit of his obsession. So, in that way, he is not a great person, but his obsession is also still so pure, and his focus very undivided. And there's a real humanity. They try to Man tries to get into how these two characters are tempted by life, by being normal, what it means to try to be normal and interact with people around you when you have such such a strong such a strong compulsion to be a certain way, to do certain things with your time. And it's often heartbreaking, but the two characters constantly affirm to us not to have our heart broken, that this is what they want, that the life they've chosen is the life that they live, that they're on this path for a reason. And that's what makes them both very likable despite their many flaws, is their raw honesty. And I found this movie, I'm sure it might not be that great to be super inspired by the two leads, but I did find them inspiring in many ways, and in their realness and their rawness. It was It was remarkable. Now, for me, this film wasn't perfect, and it's hard for me to put my finger on why. I don't know if it's some unease at the way women are treated. I don't know if that necessarily makes a film bad. I'm not sure why, because when I look at the sum total of the film, it feels amazing, but it doesn't feel perfect. I gave it a 4.5, and it feels really good to watch, but there's something missing. And when I look at all the parts, I'm thinking, this is great, this is great, this is great. Like everything feels great about the movie. So I'm not sure what exactly is that missing thing for me, but something there in how I feel about it is missing. I don't feel like it's perfect, and I can't really put my finger on why, which might not make for a great review, but I don't know. I do think that Mann is telling a great story about. It's not really about the dangers of obsession. It's more just putting a lens to people who are unwavering, and it's cool. You know, it's not it's not preachy. It's not moralistic, but it is warm and it is heartfelt and it's deeply deeply human. And I loved watching every second of it. So yeah, Heat for me was 4.5 stars. Definitely deserves its status as a classic, and I heard they're making a second, which is very exciting. I would definitely recommend you go and watch this one if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.